Imagine if you could just copy and paste a proven landing page template into your business today and instantly triple your leads and clients. This is exactly what happened for John after he implemented what I'm about to show you. He got over 531% increase in conversions, but it wasn't just luck. This works for any niche, from coaches, property investment, health, finance, and even billion-dollar brands like our client Linktree, who slashed their acquisition costs by 27%. I've unleashed this proven landing page into hundreds of businesses to help them profitably scale their paid ads and get more qualified leads fast. And we are building these pages every single day in my marketing agency, Persuasion Experience. So if you want to convert more of your traffic into qualified leads and sales, let me introduce you to the Digital Appointment Setter landing page. This landing page finds your dream clients, the ones who are ready to buy now, and it turns them into qualified leads that book into your calendar. And yeah, these leads actually show up because they're excited to speak with you. Because just like a great human appointment setter, this landing page will educate leads, qualify and disqualify them, get them excited about what you do, and only book in hyper qualified leads who will actually turn into buyers. So now, let's look at the 12 ingredients that make up this simple page layout. This is a top secret document I made for my team to help them create high converting landing pages for our clients. Number one is the above the fold, aka the most important real estate, and you should spend most of your time here. It needs to be congruent with what got the click, and it needs to have a very clear headline and call to action. Here I've got a few different options for the team. We've got the headline, the BDQ, so the buyer decision question bullets, and the call to action. We've kind of got the same with a video, and then kind of like another similar version. This is more of a Google Ads campaign. So you can see here some different ways to do the above the fold, aka before somebody starts to scroll. Effectively, what we're looking for here is a very clear headline, a subhead, which might be in the bullet form, and one clear call to action. And you want to make sure that the text is readable. So you can see here for this client, we have a very, very clear image, but the text is not over this image where it would be super busy. Now, most of you are always like, well, what does this look like on mobile? Which is a good question. And the answer to that is really good. So here's how it looks on mobile. And basically when we design, we do it in single column, so it can very easily collapse into itself. All right, number two is the lead. This is the first panel after the above the fold. And really where this differs the most is whether we do Google ads or we do Facebook ads. So I can show you here this long form story lead. I'll zoom in a bit. Super long form story, right? Because they're in a different stage of awareness. They're not actively looking for this. We have to warm them up and persuade them. So that, for example, this is a longer form page. For Linktree, we did a slightly shorter lead. And for this, you can see a slightly shorter lead as well. Let me show you this in practice. So this is for a hair restoration doctor. And for the Facebook ads campaign, the offer, which I'm going to be talking about soon, is Save My Hair Consultation and Treatment Plan, right? And you can see here, and this makes money, you can see here the lead, it's super long form. And what we're running through is the problem, agitate, solve, making sure that we don't get too much into the negative problem energy. And I'm going to be telling you more about that soon. But you can see it's super long form. And then I've already got a video on this now that's live because people are gonna be like, that's too long. No, it's not. It makes money. It makes money. And it needs to, because this page is our digital appointment setter. It has to go through a few things, right? But we do not do that on Google Ads. We don't need to, because they're looking for this, right? So you can even see here on the headline, tried everything but still losing your hair. Save your hair and get a permanent natural looking hair transplant from just $70 a week. So here we're introducing more of the price, more of the product, and a shorter lead, because these are the questions in their brain. We don't have to warm them up as much with a longer lead like we do on Facebook ads. Okay, number 3, social proof. You need to build believability and credibility, and it needs to appear several times on the page. Now, again, I have this video on social proof and it walks you through our internal document, this social proof menu. For now, let me show you our page and I can show you how we've injected this social proof. So some logos here. Now, what we don't want to do is just pop on some testimonial slider, whatever. Like, that's not proof. We want to have social proof with intent, and we want to have it as often as humanly possible. You can see here we've got now before and afters with the results. Even just showing here what we do is like using proof, right? It's showing what we do. Now we have our logo wall, and now we get into something more like ugly proof, but this is what I would call native proof on this page as well. And what else? There's my sliding testimonial banner. And then we have more of our portfolio, like that power of demonstration. So even like we're like halfway through this page, and that's how much proof is already on there. And that is one of the core ingredients if you want to have high conversions, but also qualified leads who are already educated and believe that you can get them the end result. The point of marketing is to make sales superfluous, unnecessary, right? If your sales team feels like they have to hardcore close, you have not done a good job of building the believability and the credibility in the marketing. Okay, next is what we call the 5 to 10 reasons why. And this is summarizing those buyer decision questions. And for us, we figure these out by doing very in-depth research and also sending out surveys to our team. Basically, we want to understand what are the core things that they are going to be scanning this with to answer that burning question on their mind, what's in it for me? So you can see here a few different ways that we implement this, execute this. Remembering again, I'm showing you ingredients. Everybody wants templates and these like exact things to do, but you have to think about this a bit because why? You're creating a digital appointment setup. So here you can see this for a client in the finance space. We've got the 10 reasons why, and we just reverse engineered those one from the survey to their clients when we asked, what had you tried before? How would you describe business X to a friend? What did you enjoy? But also from our research. So going to things like Reddit, going to things like all of their reviews, all of their competitor reviews, and seeing what did they complain about in competitors and what did they highlight for this client. You can see here one that's text and image based. This is from our landing page. So we use a bit of emojis on this. And the same thing, like when I'm creating our service offering as PX, as an agency, I want to reverse engineer and base it around what do people complain about? What's crap about working with other agencies? And how can I bake that into working with us? So we do these clear 90-day game plans. Every 90 days, you tell us what is your goal and we reverse engineer it. We're proactive with our ideas. It's experienced business builders. Like most of our team members have either run a business or they've come from like freelancing and they've been in marketing for years and years. Another example, we have no lock-in contracts, right? And I'm going to talk about that soon around guarantees and removing the friction. And then I'll just show you a couple more examples here. So this is more one with icons. So 6 reasons why our clients trust us to protect and plan out their retirement. And then 8 reasons why 1,600 plus disability funding recipients choose WeFlex to hit their health and fitness goals. It was important to show images because of the target market, more of a B2C market. So we typically use more images to help build trust. Number 5, how it works. You want to have operational transparency and remove the friction or fear of clicking the button and taking the next step. How it works. Super simple though, don't overcook it. So basically the first step in the how it works should be the action you want them to take on the landing page so that they can see if they want to get the dream outcome that you've been building up on the page. The first thing they need to do is do what you're telling them on the page, taking up the offer, which we'll talk about in a second. So you want to usually keep this like 1 to 5 steps maximum and just show them what's going to happen, right? So for this one, like let's just show you Linktree. How it works. 1, create your free pro account. That's what the page wants you to do. 2, make your own custom Linktree. 3, connect and grow your cross-channel following. So you can see here, these are quite benefit driven, right? It's like, oh, what's in it for me at each step of the journey? What do I get and what can I expect? Here's one for a retirement planning client. So get confident with your retirement plan in 3 simple steps. Step 1, apply for your free Will I Have Enough consultation. That's the name of the offer on this page to book qualified leads in the calendar. Step 2, speak with our team and about your retirement goals. Step 3, receive your Will I Have Enough index score. So super simple, super clear, operational transparency on what is going to happen next. Up next, the guarantee. In business, one of the parties has to assume more of the risk. And if you're trying to get someone to pay you money, you kind of want to be that person. So Basically, you want to think about what is the biggest friction someone has before working with you, and then your guarantee should help to overcome that. And yet, your guarantee should make you uncomfortable, right? Because you don't want to guarantee something easy, basically. Now, there are industries where I do believe that a big guarantee can put people off. Like, for example, my industry, digital marketing agencies, because people have heard it all before and been burnt a million times. So we don't have a guarantee, but instead we do have a no lock-in contract to remove that friction, right? Because most agencies want to get you into a long-term contract for months or for whatever, right? So that they can actually keep you in. For us, we know that you'll work with us for years if we make sure in the sales process we bring on the right client. So we can offer those no lock-in contracts to remove the frictions of the other party. Next is the most important part of the page. Number 7 is your offer. And what I'm showing here is the offer stack. Your offer is basically the thing that is going to motivate and persuade them to take action. And it's the most important part of your landing page. Change your offer, change your business. This video here is my full keynote at Traffic and Conversion in Vegas last year, which will show you my exact templates and what to do to create your own offers. Now, with your offer, it's not going to just randomly appear here, right? Your offer will typically maybe be in the headline or the subhead, and then we will have on the page a more fleshed out version of our offer stack. What is it? Now, as a very quick overview though, when you do create the offer, basically what you'll do is we try and have a good name, like a creative name, but a clear name. What's the thing they're actually getting? So an example that I've used in quite a few of my videos is one for a luxury home builder and remodeler out of Dallas, Texas. And we did a champagne design consultation. For this, it's will I have enough retirement consultation. For this, it's find out if you're eligible for FIFO Capital's cash on demand in just 30 minutes. For this, it's an accelerated business relief. When we create the offer, what we're looking to do is to create the next micro step we want them to take. So the offer is not our sales offer. And the closer that they get to most aware in the level of awareness, the more this offer gets tied to your sales offer. When it's more like Facebook traffic, that's what we did for this wealth management client, or like what we did for this hair restoration client, then it's going to be the offer's more like save my hair consultation and treatment plan, because they're not in the stage where they're ready for a hair transplant, right? Whereas on Google Ads, because they're looking for it, it makes sense to start talking about the hair transplant. Okay, I'll call this next section number 8, warning, why act fast. And you don't have to have this, but it's a good pattern interrupt, and it can help with persuading people, because if you genuinely help people, you're gonna have to shake them out of inertia to do business with you. Now, one thing to be careful of, and this is what I was talking about earlier, is to not be hardcore on the pain element of your copy, which I know is very direct response, right? Like, if you don't do this, your grandma's brains are gonna leak out of her ears and your whole family's gonna be cursed and your life's gonna be awful. Very old school direct response to be so hardcore on the pain. Now, why don't we wanna do that? Because we still follow the problem, agitate, solve, but if you're not careful and you go hard, you're going to whip people up into this fearful energy, and that's not how you want to start a relationship, right? You want to focus on painting a picture of hope and for a better future in your copy. Yes, you want to touch on their pain points, where are they now, that problem phase, because you want to show them that you understand them. The business who can articulate the problems the best, they're assumed to have the solution. But the problem is when people go too hardcore on the agitate, or they talk about the problem for too long, and they don't future pace enough on what their life is going to look like when they implement the thing we sell. Remembering, what do you really sell? You don't sell a product or a service, you just sell the desired entry state. You are a vehicle from A to B. So you could use this, and you can see here, like, this warning is a bit of a pattern interrupt. It's going to make somebody look. You can see on this one, we've used these articles to like clout jack these other big articles and get our point across, but our whole page is not around this negativity. Again, what I said earlier, you still do have to shake people out of their inertia and persuade them to take action. Otherwise, they're not going to take any action and their life won't change. And if you help them, it's your ethical and moral obligation to make sure they take action. Next, we have one of the most underutilized parts of the page, the comparison table. Remember, your page is your digital appointment setter. So you want to make it easy for people to understand not just why you're better, but different to what they're comparing you to or what they've already tried before. Because if you don't sound different to what they've tried before and failed with, they ain't gonna give you any money. Now, when we do these, we typically have the buyer decision questions here, right? And we only wanna compare it to the true competitive alternatives. So this is not usually all the competitors in your market. It's actually just usually inertia, AKA doing nothing. It might be the old school way of doing it or DIY. That's actually typically the true competitive alternatives that you're up against. So when we made this one, for example, in the finance space, okay, because we did our research, marketing's just inputs, outputs, outcomes, garbage in, garbage out, you're probably realizing that when you understand the inputs, this is quite easy. But if you fail to do that research or you put garbage in, you do the wrong research, you look in the wrong spots, this is cooked, it won't work, right? So you can see here, these are the main things that people wanted. And then these were the things that people complained about the competitors, right? And we knew that they had used other lenders before. So like we understood their education level and we understood their point of context. So they're like, man, every other time I've had to get money for my business, I've struggled with these things. And we go, cool, we know that you had that experience before, but this is what we do. Bam, now we have contextualized the value that we give and answered what's in it for me. Now I'll quickly show you some other ways that you can set this up. So here's another example of the design. Here's the one that we did for PX. So you can see here the buyer decision questions, and then you can see here the breakdown of the different things. And you can see here, it's like typical agencies. So you might like the old school way, the traditional way. And then for us, hiring in-house is actually one of our true competitive alternatives. Number 10, the Are We Right For You section. We want this page to feel like a one-to-one conversation. And one of the questions that will always pop up is this right for me? So we literally want our digital appointment setter to address this head on. Now we find this information in our research. Now what we might be looking for is big objections, or what we're looking for are common archetypes. So you can see here for this property investment one, this is common archetypes or different types of target market. So first time property investors or investors stuck on one property, right? Because they're going to resonate with one of those. Whereas for here, this was more like archetypes. So you're just trading, not tracking. And then you can see here, we put a testimonial next to it. Social proof with intent. Or you're stuck on spreadsheet street, or you have a good tracker, but you'd refer a great one. And when we did our research and we surveyed their clients, their users, that's how they categorize themselves. That's what we found. And then again, you can see here, what's going to happen is they're going to see, is this right for me? And they're going to resonate with one of these. And then there is a testimonial that they can see themselves in. For number 11, it's the FAQs, simple sales questions, or we are obliterating objections. That's what we want to do here. So for example, with this property investment client, how much do I need to get started with property investing? That could be an objection on this page because they think they don't have enough or whatever, right? Do you have a set strategy or is it customized? I already have an investment property. Can you still help me? So anything that would stop them from booking the call with the digital appointment setter, we have to try and think, okay, we're trying to have a one-to-one conversation with them. What objections do we need to obliterate in advance? And now finally, number 12, the page full stop. So different types of users on the page are going to use this in different ways, right? Some people read word for word, some people scroll all the way to the bottom, some people skim the headlines, whatever. I find that the full stop, I don't know why I call it that, kind of just brings it all together and restates the offer and the value. So you can see here for a cosmetic clinic that we worked with, we've got a bit of a recap of the big dream outcome, like what did they get from working with us, our buyer decision questions summarized, and then a call to action, right? Because we want them always taking up the call to action, one call to action on the page. And then when you put it all together, I'll show you one of these pages, you've got your above the fold, you've got the strong headline, you've got the buyer decision questions, you've got the call to action, you've got proof, you've got your lead. This is a longer lead because it's a Facebook ads campaign, right? Problem, agitate, solve. enough to show them that we understand their problem, but not so much that we are getting them in this negative energy and bringing on clients and leads in a negative energy. More social proof, video irrelevant, more social proof, right? The power of demonstration, celebrity endorsement, more social proof. Then we're building authority here of the doctor in this case. And then these are kind of like our buyer decision questions going down here. More proof. Then we have the offer stack. So here's what you actually get. On this campaign, we did a lot of copy, a long form page. It's going very well. But what we wanted to do was overcome why nothing else had worked for you before. That's a question. They've tried a lot of things, but because we understood what conversation was going on in their mind, we could create this. So here, it's just kind of like a comparison table, but like a different way to execute it, where it's like, here's what you've tried before, and here's why we're different. So these key things like non-invasive procedures, laser therapy, etc. Then we've got the panel, is this for me? But we've made it, is this offer for me? And we've got little videos here that go over it more. So your hair is thinning and you want to stop hair loss. You've tried all the supplement serums, blah, blah, blah. You've lost a lot of hair. You've had a hair transplant and it's not what you wanted. These are all of the different categories our ideal customer could resonate with and go, yeah, that's me. And then they know it's for them. Cool. Now we've got our 5 reasons why. And again, we've dropped some social proof into the headline. And these were just reverse engineered from our survey and then reading all of the testimonials, but also the big concerns that people had before working with a doctor. So we've got all of that here. Then the how does it work? And just so you know, these pages, we design them custom and build them on GHL, Go High Level. More proof. And then again, like when people like the research phase that people go through is they want to know more about the medical team. So we have more of that, and then not a full stop on this page, but that is everything on this page. So that's seeing a lot of it into play. So sometimes we have all of those ingredients, sometimes we don't have all of them, but this is where you have to understand the number one input. Who is your target market? Then you can figure out what needs to go on the page and where. So this digital appointment setter, this landing page is part of our book a call funnel we have for our clients. But because clients come to us and they want to profitably scale their ad spend from 100K to 500K plus a month, this is just one of many offers and funnels and landing pages we have in market to help our clients diversify their marketing and rapidly scale their paid ads. Okay, and that is it, my friends. Now it is time to choose your own adventure. If you've enjoyed that video and you want more free training on landing pages, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you need a marketing agency to profitably scale your paid ads, test more ads and messages, and create your landing pages and funnels all done for you to get you more qualified leads, then click the link in the description to apply to work with me and my agency. See you on the next video.